Welcome to the Faith and Culture in the News program. I'm Kathryn Camp. So, what words or phrases are in the news lately that we really need to understand so that we don't get caught up in the propaganda media and their ideologies? And we can have those discussions with others and say, whoa, you're a little off base, or yeah, and go further into a conversation. Anyway, this week I wanted to talk about equity versus equality. What's the difference? All right, let's start out with equality. Equality means everyone is treated equally and has the same opportunities. This is how God created us. And I think it's the Declaration of Independence tells us that we were created by God. And therefore, we are equal, and we should be looking at each other as equals. But that's only if you have a biblical worldview, if you take God seriously. Now, that's wonderful. Obviously, not everybody can do everything because some people are just better at certain things. So let's have realistic goals. But we need a culture where we feel equal with others, not based on anything except our knowledge, our skills, in other words, merit. Equity. Equity means that because people are generally we have different skills and we have different levels of knowledge and learning. We learn at different paces. But if you want to have equity, what you have to do is make everybody the same. So really, equity is a race to the bottom, where equality is a race to the top. And everybody gets to live out their fulfilled desires in life, their goals, if there is true equality. But if there is equity, then everyone loses. I'll give you a very quick and brief example of equity. You're in a classroom, and you may have heard this before, maybe you haven't, but say that you're in a classroom. Imagine yourself back in school, unless you're already in school, and you work really hard. You work hard for that A. I know I did. And I struggled. I stayed up late. I read everything I was supposed to read. I quizzed myself. I did practice tests. When it came to research paper, I did all kinds of research. I went over and above the resources necessary. And then there's someone else in the class who's partying all the time, never opens the textbook, never breaks that bind on the book, and then the test comes, and of course they flunk out. If they get anything right, it's just sheer luck. So obviously, this person gets an F, but you get an A because you worked hard and you knew the answers, because you studied, you worked at it. But if you want equity, then what happens? The teacher has to take the average of the class, and that's what everybody gets. So that A student ends up with a C, maybe even a low C. Well, do you think that's fair? It's not fair. So equity is a race to the bottom. Everyone loses. Equality, which is God's way, using the skills and talents that you have, and everybody's different, so we need to be realistic. If you're not good at math, you're not going to end up as a chemist or any other profession that requires a lot of math. Maybe you're not even going to end up as a physicist. So goals have to be realistic. But if equality is in action, everyone will get the chance to excel. And that's it for now. I'll elaborate more on this in a commentary, which will be a little bit longer. Take care. See you next time.